Okay, what are your thoughts on addresses? One side of the road has blocks 2300, 3200, 4100, yet the other. Okay, so when we talk about addresses, you're talking about locational numerology. This is also something that is mentioned in my book. Thank you for the follow, my love. This is also my book. Jason, welcome back. Jason, welcome. Yes. So don't be overwhelmed by it because you're describing various locations around you, which do have frequency. So let's say as you pass those blocks, you may endure certain things relative to those frequencies. But when we're talking about locational numerology, it's important to pay attention to how close you are, proximity. Proximity matters locationally when you're talking about locational numerology. So I'd like you paying more attention to your own address. Does that make sense? Not just every address that you're passing. That can be overwhelming. That can be confusing. What is your own address? That is the frequency you need to be paying attention to. That is the frequency governing your personal ongoings and the personal ongoings of your home. Okay, let's say you have an appointment somewhere or you start, a connection with some sort of business and you're going to this place. What is that address? That is now playing a role because your proximity, you're now engaging with that location. The location that something happens at, like if I see an address, I also pay attention to addresses when I'm strengthening my craft as watching movies and mapping and things like that. This is how I developed my system. I used a lot of movies. I used a lot of my own experiences, paid attention to addresses, paid attention to numbers that are said, so on and so forth. That's an example of that. So paying attention to so another example would be like, that's related to locational numerology. A lot of people might have a tendency to pay attention to all the license plates. They might see a license plate going by that has a number on it. And then they take a picture of it and they're like, oh, look, it's a sign. Yes and no. Yes, because because of the fact that your attention is in and of itself a divination tool. So the fact that you look at something at a precise time, yes, it is playing a role in your life. But it's not actually your license plate. So again, I'd urge you to start by paying attention to your license plate and what's on there and mastering that frequency, gaining understanding of that frequency and those challenges and that sequence and that timeline. Paying attention to your own phone number, paying attention to your own credit card number. Do you see where I'm going with this? Your own personal sequences. Order numbers you receive. You just ordered something from Amazon. That's a very long sequence, and that's very informative if you know how to decipher it. My book, Demetra's Number System, will teach you how to decipher it, and the link to that book is in my bio.